I wanted to pop in and do a work look for you guys today, since today is a work day for me. And I just wanted to show you that it doesn't have to be hard, that it's super simple, and just depending on your preference, it could, you can make it super glam or just like quick, easy, and out the door type of look. So that's what I normally do on my work days. I try to make it glam, but at the same time easy, not taking too long. But anyway, here we go. Today we're gonna start with Fenty foundation stick. It's the Blur Smoothing Tint Stick. So what I like to do is I just like to put it all over the skin like this. It's super soft. It has a really beautiful finish. And I take my IT brush. It's just a foundation brush. And I just kind of like pounce it around my face. Oh, I did forget to mention I already had the Fenty primer on under this, which looks like this. And I will list all the products I'm using down below. And just know that all these products that I'm using today, I did purchase at Ulta. So if you are interested, you'll easily find them there. So there's that. And then I'm gonna use this lifter stick by Maybelline. And I just like to put it a little bit here to do a little bit of contour. Not too much. I'm not from the age of contour, so I don't really use it much. And I just like to take the same foundation brush that I used for my foundation, and I just go in and I just kind of tap it. And with whatever's left over, I just go on my forehead. Just very lightly. Kind of like a blush tour, I guess. That's what we're calling it these days. A little bit on my chin and on the sides here. And then I'm going in with my blush, which is the Tarte blush today in the color Rose. And I just dot it, 3 dots. I take a dense brush here. Put a little more. Oh. There we go. The first time was locked, so do remember that you have to turn it to unlock it. I forget. So there's that. See the difference? When you remember to turn it, it actually works. I'm a light blush kind of gal. And then with whatever's left over here, I like to go in my eyelids, just like that. And that's that with the blush. And then I go back with my foundation brush And I just kind of buff everything. Buff everything. Just to get a nice even look there. And then after that, we're gonna go in with some eyeliner. Today I'm using the Stila Gel Liner in color Plum. And I just like to go right on the edge of your eyelash. Just kind of just tight line really close to your eyelash. Eyeliner is always tricky for me. Okay, so that's that. And then I'm gonna take my palette. It's by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's called the Sugar Palette, and I love this palette. It's one of my favorite palettes. It's beautiful. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Anyways. So I go with the lightest color and I just put it all over my lid. And I am using a It Cosmetics eyeshadow brush, all over eyeshadow brush. And then I like to take the little bit of the darker brown here and just put it on the edge of the eye. There's a brown with a little bit of glitter in here, and I like to put it on the crease just for a little bit of pop. Just to give it a little bit of depth here on your crease. There we go. I feel like that makes a lot of difference there. And then just take your fluffy brush and just blend it all. And of course, next, my favorite part, the glitter. And I like doing this part with my finger. I just feel like you just get a much prettier glitter situation when you use your finger. And that's that one there. So far, so good, friends. So then I go in with a lip liner. And this lip liner is by Milani. Just a really pretty light pink. Then just to clean it up a little, I'll take a little bit of my concealer, which is 4-in-1 by Purr. It has a little bit of skincare in it to help with those dark circles that I struggle with. And then I take my concealer brush, and this one's by It. I really like it because it's got a slight slant to it, and it's just really helpful. And then I just kind of pounce it in there, get it all in the areas where I want to clean up. And then I just take a little bit down the center of my face. And just blend it in a little bit like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and curl my eyelashes. So I can get the best results out of my mascara. I feel like this really makes a difference. And I am going to be using Tartelette XL, which is a tubing mascara, and it's one of my favorites. This will last all day through my work hours. What do you guys think? Pretty, right? I always struggle with my left side because my eyelashes aren't as prominent as my right side. I feel like that's very common, right? But it still did a lovely job. And I think that's why I keep going back to this one. And like I said, it is a tubing mascara, so it's gonna come off real easily at night, at the end of the night. So far, so good, guys. And then I do use this by Benefit for my brows. It's just a wax. It's like a non-tinted wax. And I'm not a really big brow girly, so I just fill it in with a Benefit pencil, and then I put this wax on just so they stay up properly. Like I said, I will set under my eyes with the Purr. Just a little bit, just to make sure that everything stays nicely there. And then I do take a little bit on my powder brush. To kind of just set everything. And I am going to use this Buxom matte lip today. It's really beautiful because it's not a drying formula, and it does give you a little bit of plump. So what do you guys think? Let me zoom you in. And to set it all, I do like using my Morphe setting spray. I like the gold one because it has a little bit of hydration, and after using the powder, I always feel like I want to add a little bit of more hydration back to my skin just so it has that natural glow. And that's that, my friends. So let me go ahead and go over all the stuff I used today. So I used the Fenty primer. Let me put on my glasses. And then I used the Fenty Stick Foundation, the Lifted Stick from Maybelline, we used the Sugar Palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. We used a Milani lip liner, the Stila eyeliner, the Buxom for your lips, Tarte as blush, Tartelette XL for lashes, the Fluff Up Brow Wax for my brows from Benefit, and of course my favorite Purr powder for setting. So thanks for joining me today, ladies. This was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I will list all the products I used today with names, and I did purchase everything in Ulta, so it'd be easy for you guys to find if you guys want to try. Thank you so much, and I will let you go because I gotta get this hair done and get dressed and get myself ready for the work day. You guys take care and see you guys really soon. Bye-bye.